And welcome back to America Decides. A data firm is reporting a surge in the number of young women of color registering to vote ever since Kamala Harris became the 2024 Democratic nominee. According to TargetSmart, voter registration in several battleground states among black women under the age of 30 was 183% higher during a week in July compared to the same week in 2020. And for Hispanic women in this same age group, registration was up 172%. Our Lilia Luciano has been following all of that and is here with us in Philadelphia. Lilia, good to see you.
So good to see you, Caitlin.
So tell me a little bit about this data and what you've learned.
So part of what I've learned is that, as you can imagine, a lot of it comes down to identity. The numbers are not just remarkable comparing this same week, the same week when the data was taken back in 2020 and now, but if you compare the week before Joe Biden dropped out of the race and the week that Kamala Harris became the nominee, there is also a significant difference, more than a doubling in the number of Hispanic and black young women, women under 30, who were registering. One of the main things that I heard from them is about identity. It is about representation, as you can imagine, and I want to take a listen to some of what they said.
As women, you have to think about the way that you say things, the way that you dress, the way that you talk. To be able to see a woman in office, know that she jumped through every single hurdle to get there is so amazing to see, and you can't help but admire her and be inspired.
And so part of what some of these young women were telling me, it's not just representation in terms of breaking that glass ceiling. It's not just voting or having the possibility of voting for somebody who reminds them of themselves or their mothers, but her lived experience, thinking that maybe the issues that affect them personally are something that Vice President Harris would also connect with.
I mean, that change just in that short amount of time, as you mentioned, is really striking. And, you know, you and I have been talking to young voters across the country this election cycle, and, you know, I'm curious if there's been a noticeable change in kind of issues they care about or enthusiasm. And as you've been talking to some of these voters, are there issues in particular that they are focused on?
Absolutely. I think the main issue that I keep encountering where very young people care about deeply more than older people has been the war in Gaza and the Biden administration's connection to that, the Biden administration's policy. I've met a lot of protesters across the country, mostly very young people, college students and people, you know, in their 20s and 30s, who say we will pay attention to the message that comes from Kamala Harris. You know, while she has addressed the issue, we want to hear a little bit more, so they might pay more attention to that. But of course, as you have heard from many voters, there's abortion, there's immigration, and there's even one of the students that we talked to at Temple University was telling me the importance of her feeling like Vice President Harris connects or is committed to the middle class. I want to play another little bit of sound from what they told us and come back.
I think gun reform is a really big issue, especially with that recent shooting. There's been a lot of talk about it, so I think everybody would like to see some change there. And Kamala, a lot of her posts or what she's been talking about is her commitment to the middle class, which I think would also really bolster our country.
I was thinking more about abortion laws and then immigration laws. Abortion laws mainly because I am a woman and I think that it's important for us to have control over our own bodies.
And that's something that I heard from several college students. I mean, this student in particular, Savannah Curry, who is a basketball athlete at Temple University, was telling me that she went to an international school, and even though she personally was not directly affected by immigration, nor was her family, that she had a best friend from Dominican Republic, that she had another great friend from China, and that she is listening and paying attention to what the policy on immigration will be, the way that migrants, that asylum seekers will be treated, dealt with, and addressed, especially in their humanity.
And it's such a good reminder, Lilia, about how people's positions on all these issues are so nuanced and so personal for them as well. And just quickly, I mean, we're here in Pennsylvania, the biggest battleground state. I know you've been talking to political experts as well about this voter registration. What have they been saying?
So part of what they've been saying is, look, you can easily underestimate college students. But in a state like this, where I was looking at the data, the top 10 universities and colleges here with the highest enrollment, just the top 10 among many others, have about 240,000 students. As you know, Biden won 2020 by just 80,000. So easy to underestimate that population. If they're registering and voting, that says something.
Such a good point. Those numbers are fascinating, and I know a lot of people are interested in whether that means turnout in the election. Lilia, as always, thank you so much. Good to see you here in Philadelphia.